Hey, how's it going tonight? We're here for just a quick little lightning event here. We're going to be talking about upcoming stuff, and Wednesday night's going to be pretty exciting. I got a good buddy of mine that's coming back, Keith Michaels, and in fact, I'll tell you what, he's a part of Tango Down, and he has also had a really cool career with some other folks as well. The other day, he sent me a really awesome package with lots of stuff in it. But then what I wanted to do was show you a quick rundown of their music. Now, the interesting thing that I can't wait to talk to him about is you won't really find a lot of their music out there. You may find some stuff on YouTube. Spotify has 2 albums by them out there, and they're some of their earlier ones. So let me give you a quick overview of what we've got as far as their CDs are concerned. Great band. They've had a couple of different singers over the years. And let me see if I can... I'm going to look at Spotify just to double check. I want to see exactly what they have by Tango Down, because there were 2 albums that I remember. One of them is not my ultimate favorite one, though. So here's the band. I see it here. And it looks like they have Identity Crisis, which is what I thought it was, and Damage Control. That's a couple of their earlier ones with their other singer. So first off, here is the Take One album. And I'm going to make sure that I get... so I can see this up here and see what I'm showing you. So there you go. Take One. That is the first album. And the vocalist on this is different. We have Scott Miller, of course, is the guitar player, riff. And then, let me see here. They have, sorry. I thought I could find that easily. It's always too small. Anyway, wow, I'm sorry, pathetic. I'm getting better. So you have Scott Riff Miller, and then you have, of course, Keith Michaels on drums, and you have Phil Naro on vocals, and Chris, what is that? Chris Kahn on bass. Chris, how do you say that? Oh, okay, that's weird. Again, graphic designer. Wish things were done differently, but that's me. So anyway, but Take One. So check that out. Also, then we have Damage Control. This is one of them that I was mentioning that is on Spotify. You can check this out. And the band there is Alex Barbieri on vocals, Scott Riff Miller on guitar, of course, Keith Bam Bam Michaels on the drums, and Keith Sinnott on bass on that one. And these early albums, really, really good stuff too. All right. And then we have Identity Crisis. And it looks like this. This is the other one that is available on Spotify. So you can check that out. Let me see. This, I believe, is the same band setup. Yeah, we have Keith, and then this one has, oh boy, yeah, Billy. you gotta blow it up. Yeah, so this one has Chris. Okay, so David Reese now on vocals, Scott Riff Miller, and Chris Connies on bass. That's who it was. He was back. All right. And Keith Michaels on the drums. All right. And then you have produced by Ty Sims and Eric Johnson. So not the Eric Johnson, like Eric with a K, which they almost named me Eric when I was a kid, which would have fit. That'd have been cool. But would they have used a K? Therein lies the question. Then the next one we have here is Charming Devil. Great record. You can see we have some signatures on there. This one might be even tougher to read because they've got a lot of script in it, and it's light on dark. Let's see what we got here. No. Wow. All right, so David Reese once again, and let me see if I can turn this light on. Monkeys. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. So you have David Reese once again on the vocals. You have Scott Riff Miller on guitars, Ronnie Parker on bass, and Keith Michaels on drums. All right. Produced by Ty Sims once again. All right. So that is Charm Devil. Again, each album, they're all really good in the early ones. Then came the new singer, and we came up with an album called Bulletproof. Now, this is the one I played at Rock and Skull, and these guys were there. That's where I met them. In 2018, we played there with my own band, Rockman, and really had some great time with these guys to hang out and chat. So great bunch of guys. We had a lot of fun. I'll show you some of those pictures down the line here. On this album, you have Chaz West now on vocals, and this is Chaz right there. Okay, Chaz. Sugar, come on. Chaz West right there. All right. And then you have Riff, Scott Miller. And then we have Axel Gessner on bass. This is the gentleman that I saw and was playing at Rock and Skull. And then, of course, Keith Michaels. Okay. So Keith has had a really cool career playing with some people and hanging with some people. We just had a chance to chat last night because we were doing a little bit of a test, and it was great. We were just talking about some of the stuff. He did the Monsters of Rock cruise, so that was pretty cool. Now here's the brand new one. This is gonna hurt. These are all on Kibble Records. Lots of bands on Kibble Records. You can also see that we have Tango Down poster right here. That is from when we hung out in 2018. They were still doing some touring stuff for Bulletproof. That album lasted a long while for them. So it's the same band lineup with Riff and Keith and Chaz and Axel. All right. And this album is pretty cool. I need to listen to it more. I just got it. Keith sent it out to me. Thank you very much, Keith, once again. And he sent that out to me, and I'm listening to it. I listened to a little bit out of order. It was kind of interesting how I did that because I was going to be on a road trip. So I had to kind of, we were out shopping the other day, and that's what I did. I put it in. We don't have CD players in the car, right? And these aren't on Spotify, right? So I had to put it on my computer, and then I had to put it on a flash drive so I could put that in our car. Here is another band that was working with Kibble Records too, that I met doing the Rock and Skull thing, is a band called Live Stay. This is Darkest Hour. And this was Keith was on that. This is from 2000. Okay. So a classic Live Say from 2000. These two albums are very good, by the way. And then here is Live Say, self-titled from 97. Okay. So you can check those out. Those are on Spotify. Plenty of this stuff on Spotify. And then sent me some cool card stuff and some stickers, a Live Say sticker. And the Tango Down. There's the band right there. Ba-da-ba-da. From This Is Gonna Hurt. So yeah. So the other thing that he sent me that I'm looking forward to listening to, which I haven't yet. This is the one thing I haven't listened to yet. And he said it's his high school band and called Exits. All right. And this is the Exits collection from 79 to 82. How about that? So I'll be listening to this tonight probably, and getting familiar with it into tomorrow. So I got plenty to do tonight. That's why this is a quick stop. Should we do a quick unboxing? Because I have some special stuff that just came in, and I'd like to share that with you. So here we go. Here's one, and we see what we got here tonight. And you know what? I need to check my chat too. Be sure and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell your neighbors' friends. Tell your friends' neighbors. Whichever way you want it to go. I'm a huge Styx fan, right? Holy crap. Wow. Okay. Well, I got a little extra surprise here, folks. I'm a big Styx fan. Been a Styx fan since the 70s, right? My mother picked up Styx 2, and let me shut this off. She picked up Styx 2 because it had the classical piece on it. It had Toccata and Fugue on there, right? And so she picked that up for us. Also had the hit Lady on it. Also had something else that'll be coming up in a future show on there. So anyway, I got really into the second album, and then on 8-track, I may still have those. On 8-track, we ended up with Man of Miracles and Serpent is Rising. I think we got it when my brother bought his Mustang years ago. And it was pretty wild. But he got a bunch of 8-tracks with that car. And we ended up buying some that were big favorites of ours that I still have. Don't Look Back by Boston. And we had Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams. And but he got like these old Steve Miller tapes. And then one of them, a couple of them, Serpent is Rising and Man of Miracles. I would later find out a little bit about those, and we'll share those with you again too later on another show. I'll get into that. So anyway, I'm a big fan of all that early Styx stuff. Now I was listening to a bunch of it, and Saboteur is here. Hello, Saboteur, and there she is. Stashnet actually made a hammer away. So how's it going? Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Hanging out with me here. So years ago, they put out the wooden nickel collection, right? For Styx. And it's all the early albums. So that would be Styx, Styx 2, Man of Miracles, Serpent is Rising. And they had a best of that came out as well. So those 4 albums, all in a compilation 2-disc set that was called the Wooden Nickel Anthology. Is that what it's called? Or Wooden Nickel Recordings, the complete Wooden Nickel Recordings. And it really had a cool cover on it. I didn't buy it though, because I have it all. But this was going to be remastered, and I checked it out and I loved the cover. And so I bought it. I found a good price on it. It was hard to find a good price. It was pretty expensive, but I found one for, I don't know, it was a little over $10. And come to find out, it is a cutout. It's got a hole drilled in it, but look, it's still sealed. I'm really excited about that. All right. So you can see the little tiny pictures there. So we have Styx up here, and then we have Styx 2 down here. We have the Serpent is Rising and Man of Miracles. So they did release a lot of these with, with different covers on them. They had kind of an interesting, I can't even really call it Art Deco. It wasn't really that way. It was just kind of strange. But anyway, excited to have that, and it's sealed. So that's great. That is fun stuff. Now, here's another thing. I'm really excited about this one. You can see that it's kind of big, right? And let's do the big rip and tear, just like LA Guns, right? Rip and tear. Oh, I'm excited about this. I have one other of these to get. They had 3 albums so far, and they're going back out on tour over in Europe. And that is Wayward Sons. Look at that on vinyl. The Truth Ain't What It Used to Be from 2019. This was the album for which they were touring with Steel Panther over in Europe. And it's kind of cool because I was just looking at a promo piece from Steel Panther from when they played over in Bristol in the UK. And it was really cool because they were just taking footage of all the areas where me and my friends walked. So across the street, in the middle of the street, there was a bunch. There was restaurants. They had a restaurant bar, mainly a bar. But upstairs, they had a room that they were using to do autographs and tattoos. So it was a big Steel Panther kind of promotion that was going on right across the street. So it was kind of cool. We got to go in there, say hey to those guys, and then saw the show. And I was sick as a dog after that show. Not because of drinking or anything. It's because I was completely worn out. And 10-1 could have been some COVID stuff, but that doesn't bother me. It was what it was. And I'm awesome now. So, yeah. So this is a great album. If you haven't heard it yet, Any Other Way is great. Then when you check out the videos, I do have some still shots from some of these videos. Long Line of Pretenders. There's another one, Feel Good Hit. That's one. And this song is Fade Away. This Fade Away tune, if you haven't heard it, please just check this album out. Fade Away is a tune that Toby Jepson had that he'd recorded solo. And there's a gentleman that works with him. And he said, you know what? You need to bring that song out and do that on this record. So they did. And they did a brilliant job with it. And why it was never a hit here, I don't get it. These are on Frontiers. All right. And Frontiers these days, they just do digital. They'll send those to the radio stations. But again, you can see how gorgeous this is. You know what? Let me see if I can grab the other one back here too. Because we need to take a look at it as well. Where is it? Should be right. Should be right here. Yeah, here you go. So there's the other one. So look, you can see number 3. See, number 3. And this one, of course, is, if we go to this side, number 2. Number 2 and number 3. I said number 2. Number 2 and number 3. Still got to get number 1 on vinyl. I jumped in too late on that, so it's going to be tough to try to find one. But I'm confident that I'll find one. But yeah, Fade Away. Sam Wood is an amazing guitar player. He's fantastic. You're going to love it. And Toby's voice, killing it. And then you have Nick Wastel on bass. And then on the drums is Phil Martini. And if you haven't checked out Joe Elliott's Down and Outs, I've mentioned him before, please do so. So the big announcement is that Wednesday at 3:30 Central, 4:30 on the East Coast, we are going to have our first interview. I've already mentioned it, with Keith Michaels is going to be here from Tango Down. So we're going to talk about all the some Tango Down stuff. And it's going to be a blast. We just, like I say, we had a chat last night and boy, did we ever talk. We just kept talking and talking. So it'll be 3:30 on Wednesday. All right. I really kind of think, that's about it, for today. I'm just keeping it short. Just wanted to get on here and do an announcement of that. And, then, just go and doing an interview this Wednesday, and it's going to start, and so there's going to be more after that. So should have a good time. Otherwise, we'll see you guys soon. Take it easy, and remember, every time you step out your door, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours, so be cool. Next time we're going to be talking about traffic. And we'll get into some more birthdays. I'll tell you what, guys, before I go, all right, here, let's do this. I'm sorry, I didn't do it. And I mentioned something about birthdays, right? Let me see if we can find out what our birthdays are today. All right. Rock today. Birthdays. I know I didn't type that in right, but here we go. It says, let's see. Hey, look at this. American musician Brittany Howard, best known as lead vocalist for the Alabama Shakes and Thunder Bitch. Second record, Sound and Color, released in 2015. All right, let's see where we got our birthdays. Let's see here. Birthdays. Search. Interesting. A little on record. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Let's have some fun here. Do they have? Yep. Really? Okay. Okay, so these are the birthdays. So October 2nd, Brittany Howard. Some of these guys are people we don't even really know. Let me see here. I can get back to this so we can do that. Wow. Tiffany, the U.S. singer. She had her 1987 had her #1 hit. I Think We're Alone Now. That's cute. Jim Root, who is American musician, songwriter, and guitarist, best known for lead guitar work for Slipknot. Was born today. Badly Drawn Boy. I need to go through these before I ever do these again. Robbie Neville was born on this day. Freddie Jackson was born on this day. Phil Oakley from the Human League. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Sting is born on this day in 1951. How about that? Wow. As a solo musician and a member of the Police, he received 16 Grammy Awards and has sold over 1 million records. Mike Rutherford is on the same day. That's pretty cool, from Genesis. And Mike and the Mechanics when I was working on the radio. Let's see, Richard Hell from the Voidoids. They recorded an album called Blank Generation back in 1977. Don McLean's birthday today. Ron Meager of the Beau Brummels, and Lolly Vegas, the guitarist and singer for Redbone, who did Come and Get Your Love, that was in the Guardians of the Galaxy. So there you go. I wanted to make sure I got the birthdays in there. All right. So you guys have a great rest of the evening. Thank you, StashNet. Thank you. Hey, there you go. Catherick evening. So we'll be back on Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. And Saboteur and StashNet and Catherick, thank you for stopping in and chatting at me. Don McLean, that was a long time ago. Very nice. Very nice. It was a long time ago. Now I will save that. That is a special song for DJs, you know. American Pie is a special song for DJs. Okay? Because you have certain songs, other songs that are good for DJs, but that one, a good song for DJs. And we'll talk about that when I'll put that in another Radio Days chapter. All right. So you guys have a wonderful rest of the evening. Take it easy and take care. And we'll see you on Wednesday with Mr.